Welcome back, dear students. Today in this lecture, we will understand the legal position of live-in relationship in our country. You see, live-in relationship has always been the focus of debate as it possesses threat to our basic societal framework. Live-in relationship is not considered as an offense as there is no law punishing it until the date that prohibits this kind of relationship. In order to bring justice to those females who are the victims of live-in relationships, some sort of protection is required. India has not yet legalized live-in relationship, and legalizing means having special legislation for it. As of now, there is no legislation or statute that specifically governs matters related to succession, maintenance, guardianship with reference to live-in relationships. If two persons, male and female, are living in relationship, which is a live-in relationship, they are living as husband and wife, then who will succeed to whose property? Whether male partner will maintain the female partner, and if kids are born out of that relationship, what will happen to guardianship? Who will be the legal guardian, either male or female? These are the issues which require to be addressed while discussing live-in relationship in our country. Why people are going for live-in relationship nowadays? Because unlike marriage, in live-in relationships, couples are not married to each other. Yes, of course, they are not married, but still they live together under the same roof. That resembles a relation like marriage. It is a relation like marriage. They are not married, but they are as good as married. In other words, we can say that it is a cohabitation. In India, only those relations between a man and a woman are considered to be legitimate where marriage has taken place between the two based on existing marriage laws. Otherwise, all other sort of relationships are deemed to be illegitimate. Current position in our country is very clear that unless a male and a female, man and a woman are legally wedded, if they are not legally wedded, then all kinds of relationship between them are treated as illegitimate. What is the reason behind people nowadays going more and more towards live-in relationship and avoiding marriage? The reason behind people choosing to have a live-in relationship is to check the compatibility issue between the couples before getting legally married. They want to test each other by living in a live-in relationship before going for marriage. Another advantage they see is that it also exempts partners, both male and female, from chaos of family drama and lengthy court procedures in case the couple decides to break up. If they are married, they will have to take divorce. If they are not married, no question of divorce, no question of lengthy court proceedings. If they want to break up, they can walk out any day. So whatever the reason, it is very evident that in a conventional society like ours, where the institution of marriage is considered to be sacred and pious, an increasing number of couples choose to have a live-in relationship even as a perpetual plan over marriage. They are not opting for marriage, but they have a perpetual plan to live in relationship. So in such circumstances, dear students, many legal and social issues have arisen which have become the topic of debate nowadays. And with time, many incidents have been reported and seen where partners in live-in relationship or a child born out of such relationship have remained vulnerable for the very simple reason that such relationships have been kept outside the realm of law. There is no such law which covers, which prohibits, which allows live-in relationship. So they are outside the realm of law. And there has been gross misuse by the partners in live-in relationships since they do not have any duties and responsibilities against each other to perform. So we have to see what are the rights available to live-in partners in India and what is the status of children born out of such relationship. These are the major issues. But we are witnessing the phenomena of live-in relationship in India. Although there is no particular law regarding the matter of live-in relationship in India, there is no enactment to lay down the rights and commitments for the parties in a live-in relationship and for the status of children born to such couples. And dear students, what is the definition of live-in relationship? There is no law, there is no legal definition of live-in relationship. And in this way, the lawful status of such sort of connections is likewise unverified. The Indian law does not give any rights or obligations to the parties of live-in relationship. So their status is unverified. If you see into the cases decided by the Indian courts, various courts have clarified the concept of live-in relationship through various judgments. Though law is still unclear about the status of such relationship, yet few rights have been granted by interpreting the existing legislations so that misuse of such relationship can be prevented by the partners, especially the female partners. We have Domestic Violence Act 2005 and its section 2F has recognized this live-in relationship and acknowledged this relationship for the first time. Section 2F of Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, the legislature has for the first time acknowledged live-in relationships by giving rights and protection to those females who are not legally married, but rather are living with a male individual in a relationship which is in the idea of a marriage. Additionally, akin to wife, however not equivalent to wife. You have relationship which is like a marriage. You are not wife, but female is being treated as akin to wife. She is not equivalent to wife. But protection has been given to such ladies also under protection of Domestic Violence Act 2005. Section 2F, as I told you, it defines domestic relationship. And it says that domestic relationship means a relationship between two persons who live or have at any point of time lived together in a shared household when they are related by consanguinity, marriage, or through a relationship in the nature of marriage, adoption, or are family members living together as a joint family. So this is the definition of domestic relationship, which includes the relationship in the nature of marriage. The word marriage is not used in strict sense, but relationship in the nature of marriage between the two persons who have lived or are living at any point of time in a shared household. Either they are related by consanguinity or they may be related by marriage. If they are married, then there is no problem. Or through a relationship in the nature of marriage. See the words I have highlighted, in the nature of marriage. So if two male and female are living together in the nature of marriage, they are also included in the definition of domestic relationship. They have a domestic relationship. Yes. Dear students, so far as this live-in relationship is concerned, the government had appointed a Malimath committee report. Justice Malimath was the chairman of this committee. They had made a recommendation to the central government. And one of the recommendation of Malimath committee was to amend section 125 CRPC relating to maintenance of wife, so as to alter the meaning of the word wife. And owing to it, this alteration, now the expression wife incorporates the ladies who were previously in a live-in relationship. The lady was in live-in relationship, but now she has walked out. Such ladies should also be included in the definition of the word wife under section 125 of CRPC, so that such walking out ladies may also be entitled to maintenance. Got it? Malimath committee wanted to widen the definition of the word wife by including those ladies who were previously in a live-in relationship and now her accomplice has abandoned her at his will. So a lady in live-in relationship can now get the status of a wife if this recommendation is implemented into the shape of law by the central government. And basically it expresses that if a female has been in a live-in relationship for a sensible period of time, she ought to have the legitimate privileges as that of a spouse, as that of a wife, and she can claim maintenance under section 125 CRPC. But this recommendation is yet to be accepted by the central government, and law has to be amended accordingly. Another view is also possible, where partners live together as husband and wife. Then a presumption would arise in favor of wedding, in favor of a wedlock. See, a divorced wife who can be treated as a wife under section 125, and divorced wife can claim maintenance under section 125. And for the partners, when they are not legally married, they cannot give divorce to each other and hence cannot claim maintenance under this section. This is another view, that since they were never married, there is no question of divorce. The lady was never in the position of a wife, so there is no question of maintenance. But other way around, if you think, then Malimath committee recommendation is more justified, that a lady who was living in live-in relationship and now she has walked out, so she is entitled to maintenance from the male spouse who has left her after living relationship. Dear students, we have another section 114 in the Indian Evidence Act 1872, very old act. This section says that court may presume the existence of any fact. Fact is that male and female are living together as husband and wife since very long, say 20 years or 30, 40 years. So the court may presume the existence of any fact, that is marriage, which it thinks likely to have happened, regard being given to the common course of natural events. Common course is that male and female are living together since 30, 40 years. So court may presume the existence of any fact, which it thinks likely to have happened, regard being given to the common course of natural events, human conduct, and public and private business in a relation as to the facts of a particular case. Therefore, where a man and a woman live respectively for a long spell of time as a couple, then there would be an assumption and presumption of marriage. Court may presume that this male and female living together since last 20 or 30 or 40 years are legally married. Although they are not married, but presumption, court may presume. Although this presumption is rebuttable. If court has presumed that there was marriage between male and female living in live-in relationship since long, then presumption of marriage will be raised, but this presumption is always rebuttable. The other party has a right to rebut this presumption also. Then we have a Supreme Court judgment of 2011, Revana Sidappa versus Mallikarjun. It was observed in this case by the Supreme Court that live-in relationships may be considered immoral in the eyes of the society, but it is not at all illegal in eye of the law. Because law and morality, are two different concepts. The intention of Indian judiciary is to render justice to the partners of live-in relationships who were earlier not protected by any statute when subjected to any abuse arising out of such live-in relationships. It is, however, just concerned that there should not be any miscarriage of justice. So indirectly, Supreme Court is trying to protect the ladies who have been left out now out of live-in relationship, that their interest should be protected. Then we have another old judgment, Badri Prasad versus Director of Consolidation. In this case, Supreme Court gave validity to a 50-year live-in relationship. See, a good example, great example, that a man and woman live together for 50 years as husband and wife. Although they were not married, they lived in live-in relationship. So Supreme Court gave validity to their relationship. But in the same case, Supreme Court observed that presumption was rebuttable, as just I told you. That court may presume that they are married, but this presumption is rebuttable. And a heavy burden lies on the person who seeks to deprive the relationship of legal origin to prove that no marriage took place. Presumption of law is there, that since you are living together for the last 50 years as husband and wife, so you are as good as marriage, as good as married person. But the other person has a right to rebut this presumption also. Then we have Payal Sharma versus Nari Niketan, 2001 judgment of the Supreme Court. Honorable Justice Markandeya Katzu and Justice R.B. Mishra observed that a man and a woman, even without getting married, can live together if they wish to. This may be regarded as immoral by the society, but it is not illegal. There is a difference between law and morality, we know it. So two judges of the Supreme Court in 2001 said that if a man and woman, they want to live together without marriage, they can. It may be immoral in the eyes of the society, but it is not illegal. So dear students, we are now comparing the live-in relationship vis-a-vis marriage. And we have another judgment, Madan Mohan Singh versus Rajnikant, decided by Supreme Court in 2010, wherein Supreme Court held that live-in relationship, if continued for a long time, cannot be termed as walk-in and walk-out relationship. If you are living together since long, it's not like you, whenever you want, you walk in, and whenever you want, you can walk out of this relationship. No. Why? Because there is a presumption of marriage between the parties. And by this approach of the Supreme Court, it can be clearly inferred that the court is in favor of treating long-term living relationships as marriage, rather than giving it a new concept like live-in relationship. The court is leaning towards treating long-term live-in relationships as marriage, equivalent to marriage. Then we have another 2010 judgment, S. Khushbu versus Kani Amal. In this case, Supreme Court said that living relationship comes within the ambit of right to life under Article 21 of Constitution. If I wish to live in relationship, it is part of my right to life, which is my fundamental right. And court further held that live-in relationships are permissible and the act of two major living together cannot be considered illegal or unlawful. If male and female are adults, they are free to live in together, even without marriage. Supreme Court says. I'm not saying, Supreme Court is saying. Then we have another judgment which indirectly relates to this relationship. Copy Sethi versus State of AP. In this case, Supreme Court held that the classification dowry. In this case, the allegation of demand of dowry was launched against the husband. Husband said that I am living in live-in relationship. We are not married. There is no question of dowry because dowry has no magical charm for me and I have never demanded dowry. Supreme Court held that the classification dowry or the term dowry has no magical charm, but it alludes to a request of cash in connection to a conjugal relationship. The court has not accepted the contention of the husband that since he was not legally married to the complainant, Section 498A IPC did not make a difference to him in a stage ahead of shielding the lady from repeatedly asking for dowry in a live-in relationship. Supreme Court did not accept the contention of the husband that he is not legally wedded. They are not husband and wife. There is no question of dowry. So 498A, cruelty on account of demand of dowry is not applicable to him. But Supreme Court said no. That means indirectly Supreme Court recognized the live-in relationship and made the husband liable for demand of dowry and consequent cruelty under Section 498A of IPC, even if the partners were not legally wedded. So indirectly, Supreme Court is roping in the male partner for cruelty on account of dowry also, even if they were not married. Then we have another very good case, Chanmunia versus Chanmunia Kumar Singh, where the High Court declared that appellant wife is not entitled to maintenance on the ground that only legally married women can claim maintenance under Section 125. On the face of it, judgment appears to be okay, that since lady is not legally married to man, she is not entitled to maintenance. But Supreme Court says no. Supreme Court turned down the judgment delivered by the High Court and awarded maintenance to the wife, saying that provisions of 125 CRPC must be considered in the light of Section 26 of Domestic Violence Act 2005. The Supreme Court held that women in live-in relationships are equally entitled to all the claims and reliefs which are available to a legally wedded wife. Hence, the female is entitled to maintenance from her male partner under Section 125 of CRPC, although they are not married, but they were living in live-in relationship for a considerable length of time. Then latest one is Indra Sharma versus VKV Sharma, again decided by the Supreme Court. Supreme Court in this case held that denial of any protection to poor ladies would amount to a great injustice to the victim of illegal relationships. Therefore, Supreme Court emphasized that there is a great need to extend Section 2 Clause F of Domestic Violence Act, which defines domestic relationship, so as to include victims of illegal relationship who are poor, illiterate, along with their children, who are born out of such relationship and who do not have any source of income. Not only this, Supreme Court requested the Parliament to enact a new legislation based on certain guidelines to be given by the Supreme Court, so that the victims can be given protection from any societal wrong caused from such live-in relationships. The Supreme Court has recommended to the government, to the central government, to make a law, to enact a legislation for the protection of poor ladies and children born out of illegitimate relationships. So see the inclination of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is equating live-in relationship with that of a marriage. Then, dear students, if I may conclude the live-in relationship and its validity under Indian Constitution, then it can be safely concluded that there is absence of law on live-in relationship in India. It needs to be regularized for protection of women who are being misused during and after live-in relationship. All live-in relationships, especially walk-in and walk-go, should not be legalized. If it is a case of living together for a week or so, it should not be legalized. But live-in relationship with long cohabitation needs to be legalized. Law is urgently needed for addressing all these issues which we have discussed right now. So this is all about live-in relationship, dear students. Thank you very much. God bless you.